things will change. There will be updates. There will be more systems being added in the future. Not sure when, not sure how fast, not sure what systems either. Everything on the back panels, which are behind you, is on work in progress. So nothing there is permanent. Everything will change every once in a while. Things will be added, things will be removed. So that's subject to change. Anyway,
Yeah. Just one more thing before we continue. Creative, could you stream? Because I cannot join the game right
my
now.
frame rate will explode if I try to stream. So
Oh,
I'm gonna.
okay.
Okay, there
Ask,
you go.
I'm streaming right now.
where
Thank you
is
very much.
the
Where is the stream?
reactor startup?
Discord's
There,
being.
there. The checklist.
Yeah, what
Um,
channel?
There you go.
I set it in general. Okay. So first things first, I guess I'll just point out where everything is on every single panel. Um, yeah, there you go. So I will point out where everything is on all of the panels, just so that whenever I see, say, some system, or I want to point out some system, everyone knows where it is, and you aren't spending half an hour going between all of the panels over and over trying to see where is what. So first off, if everyone can come over here with me, over here, starting from this side all the way to the left of me, is the power panel, or rather the buses. So you have both diesel generators. You have both bus 7, bus 8, bus 2, 1, 2, and 3. You have also the turbine generator, which is this big panel in the middle. And that's pretty much about it over here. You have the annunciators for each of the buses, and you also have the breakers and switches and feeders for every single bus. So in this plant, you count with two ways of feeding buses. You count with what was it called? The startup. What's it called? The startup feeder. So this is what will be the startup transformer on RBWR. This is your startup transformer. It's called startup feeder, and you wait a moment. Sorry, and you also have a auxiliary feeder. This auxiliary feeder is just a transformer that feeds both bus 7 and bus 8. Starting off with two of the most important buses. Bus 7, it powers half of the safety and basic systems across the plant. Why do I say half? Because everything that is safety related, such as injection pumps, safety systems, trips, interlocks, and switches, and the control room lighting is divided into two different power buses for redundancy. So if one fails, the other can still operate just fine. So in here you have bus SM7 and the diesel generator 1. Whenever something happens to the bus's feeder, which is bus 1, which is represented through this blue line over here, which feeds the bus through bus 1. It is also mirrored on bus 3 and SM8. What happens is that the auxiliary feeder comes on, which is the brown line over there. Whenever it comes on, it also it disconnects this feeder over here. And whenever that fails, you have the diesel generator kick in, and that will power bus 7 and bus 7 exclusively. It is also the same mirror for bus 3 and SM8. So what I'm explaining here is mirrored over. Um, Over here we have SM2, which powers both of the feed water pumps and recirculation pumps. You have SM3. I'm not sure what SM3 powers. I need to check up on my notes. And you have SM4, which is not here. It's all the way at the other side of the panels, but I'll explain that in a bit. So moving on, I'll jump stuff that isn't implemented over here. Moving on over here, you have both reactor feed water turbines, both system A and B. Feed water turbines spin on either electric on at startup at electrical power, and once you get up to 300 pounds per square inch gauge, you can actually start spinning the turbines on steam. So it'll use the reactor's steam to spin the feed water turbines. The feed water turbines are set with a PID controller, which is not set up yet, to maintain a reactor level of 182 inches. Steam water turbines are powered by an emergency, auxiliary, and main oil pump. You also have high pressure, low pressure steam feeds, and you also have the auxiliary condensate booster pumps. This may sound complicated. All they do is they just pump water bypassing the feed water turbines. So you can see it in this diagram over here. The booster pumps just bypass the feed water turbines and they just inject straight into the reactor core. This is because below 300 pounds per square inch gauge on reactor pressure, the steam turbines are entirely ineffective, so they will not spin at all. So they will not be injecting water. I'll leave this panel for last. So this is the reactor panel. I'll leave this for last. Over here, you have the reactor recirculation system. This recirculates water through the core. We all know what this does based around the RBWR knowledge. Depending on the power of the pumps, it increases the power, or rather, increases the power of the core. Over here, we have the reactor water cleanup system. Right now, it is not fully implemented, but what you can do is you can discharge water. So you can basically slowly drain the reactor. Right now, it just discharges it to the main condenser. The main condenser isn't set up yet, but it'll be soon. So right now, it just boils the water. Again, skipping stuff that doesn't work or isn't implemented yet. Over here, we have the RCAC system. You all may know this from RBWR. Unlike RBWR, RCIC does not trigger a reactor scram. Rather, its automatic initiation will. It basically, again, everyone already knows this. It takes steam from the main steam line to turn a pump, which injects water straight into the core. It is a medium pressure system, so it's ineffective above 200 pounds per square inch gauge. Over here we have the reactor heat removal and LPCS. They are secondary injection sources into the reactor. So when they are running, they slowly inject water, low pressure, low flow water into the core. Next up, we have the safety relief valves. Some of them have a red tag, some of them don't. I'll get that in a bit. Just keep in mind that some of them have red tags. And at the same time, they also have labeled on them at what pressure they will all activate. Thank you, Squidbird. Next up, we have the isolation control. So this controls the main steam lines and the main steam line drains. And as well as you have the ADS system 1 and 2. The automatic depressurization system starts on a couple of conditions, which kick in a timer, and after a certain time passes, if it isn't inhibited, so that is if it isn't disabled or bypassed, it'll automatically open the bypass valves that have a red tag over in the safety relief valves. Next up is the RHRB, which is RHRC and B, which is just a mirror of RHRA and LPCS. Next up, we have high pressure core spray or HPCS. HPCS runs on its own separate bus and diesel generator. So this is where bus 4 or SM4 is. So this is also where diesel generator 3 is located at. So if there was a power failure, diesel generator will start and will power its own separate bus. HPCS, high pressure core spray, injects high pressure, high flow water directly into the core, um, increasing reactor level. Thank you. So that's about it for the main panels. Everything that I've skipped over is because it isn't implemented yet. Back here, this is the only other back panel that slightly functions. So you have here your SRM and IRM channels. I'll explain those in a bit. Also, I forgot to mention one last thing. Whenever the server starts up, you need to come over back here and enable this switch. This switch is just temporary. This is the SRM shortening switch. It is placeholder. It should be here. It doesn't. It doesn't exist. It is a. I think it is a physical interlink that is constantly installed at all times, except during testing and refueling operations. So this should always be on. It'll be off whenever you start up a new server. You need to come back here and enable it. And other than that, over here, you have the rod test panel, which is over here. Right now, it doesn't really exist. What does exist, however, are the alternate feeders. So these feeds, quote unquote, feeds of power, both reactor protection system buses, or rather, motor generator sets. I'm sorry. The reactor pressure system counts with System A and System B, both of which run on their own motor generator sets. So whenever power is lost, the motor on the set loses power, so it'll spool down, and once that stops, it'll stop feeding power into the protection set, and it'll turn off, thus tripping the system. Over here, you can set it so that you can get power from an alternate feed. So you can set it so that it feeds. Actually, I'm not sure how to explain this, but whenever a power on a bus on SM7 or SM8 goes out, one of these lights, either of these lights will go off. So you can change the alternate feeder to change where power is obtained for the RPS MG sets if they are tripped. That is obviously not a permanent thing. You obviously cannot run an alternate feeder. It is unsafe. It is like that for a reason. So you'll really only need to do that if power is lost and you are just resetting a trip. One second. So so for now, are there any questions? Like, as crazy as they sound, like, please, any questions? Anything?
Where did you say the startup feeder was again?
Oh, the startup feeder on the power buses?
Yeah.
Oh, that is just the yellow line.
The yellow line? Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
I heard everything, but just to be safe, can you go over every single thing in the control room again? I'm joking.
I'm pretty sure someone is recording. So,
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So, other than that, there shouldn't be any questions? No? Okay, so we can continue then. Whenever you start a new server, a couple things will be not set on their way that they should be. So it is your duty as an operator to set them up to be ready for power operations. So that includes raising rods. Sorry, withdrawing rods, not inserting rods. So over here, we will start off on the isolation control. You actually, I'm not sure if you even should or could, but I always see watchful set these two switches to close. Oh yeah, should probably mention that on any switch that has an indicator, red equals operational, not the other way around. So if the light is red, that means that the system is operating. If it is a valve, breaker, a pump, a feeder, a switch, a light, anything, if the light is red, that means that it is energized, feeding, pumping, rotating, turning, has some sort of power on it, or is doing something. Okay. So that is basically everything on isolation control system. You don't want to touch that unless something happens. Next up, you want to line up injection sources for low pressure injection. So you want to come over to both RHR systems and LPCI and enable both suction, and you want to enable the suctions, the pump suctions, and you, at least for the RHR, you want to enable the shell side bypass. And that is everything you need to do for both the systems CNB, LPCS, and RHR. So that is how you line up for low pressure injection. Next up, we'll be setting up reactor recirculation system. There is a standard operating procedure for that, but right now it is literally just 5 steps long. So you want to turn on both sides. You want to enable both interlocks. You want to set up both pumps to automatic. And then you want to raise through the master control, which powers both, which controls the frequency controller on both pumps to 15 hertz or around 15 hertz. This is what it should always be at, and well, yeah, no, it should always be at 15 hertz, unless you have to trip the pump offline. That should be about 15 hertz. I want everyone to pay attention to the FANUC and ASD display, which is this little display over here. It'll show you everything related to the recirculation control, from the pump demand to the actual pump frequency, and the gallons per and the kilogallons per minute flow. Speedbird, I think it is slightly doable, not as much doable, not really, but I believe that it is doable, yeah. As you can see, the recirculation, at least the annunciator, at least in this case, this annunciator here has started flashing slow without an alarm. So that means that the alarm has been cleared. So to clear alarms, you can go over here. Every single panel has one of these to the annunciation controls. So acknowledge it is. I want you guys to get into this mindset. If you hear an alarm, do not acknowledge it immediately. What acknowledge means is that the operator has seen the alarm and acknowledged that the alarm exists. Okay? If you hear an alarm and immediately acknowledge if something cleared, but between the time of you reacting to the alarm and pressing the button, if something clears, it will be cleared. So you won't know what enunciated or what didn't. Okay? So right now the alarm is in slow flash, so that means that it has been cleared. And to clear the alarm, you just hit the reset button, and that clears the alarm. Obviously, the test button does test all of the lamps. And that's about it for enunciation. So next up, I will explain reactor feed water turbines. I know very limited knowledge about this, so please bear with me.
Yo, can everybody not crowd?
Yeah, can you please stand like behind the red carpet so everyone can see?
God. I've wondered how to work this, so. Can
Thank
people
you.
not nudge me?
Okay, so I want everyone to go over to their standard operating procedures reactor setup document. It
What?
should be on general, so please download it and open it.
Yes. Thank you. I was waiting for an SOP for quite some time.
Okay, so everyone please scroll down to 4.5.
4.5.
Okay, I'm there.
Yep,
Wait, which
I see
one?
it.
Oh, there it is.
Wait, I'm missing one moment. SOP.
So is this SOP reactor startup we're supposed to be on, or?
Yeah, SOP reactor
Yep.
startup. Okay, so everyone look at 4.1 and read that. And well, if someone
4.1.
could be like, yeah, if someone could be so kind to read SOP reactor startup 4.1.
What?
Has everyone read 4.1?
Yes.
Okay, so is that clear?
What does the ERDM mean?
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing.
Control rod drive
Mechanism.
mechanism. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So
So is
I
that so when bleh.
okay. I'm gonna get to that in a bit. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So if everyone has already read that, that is what you will need to keep in mind when starting up the reactor. Please always have it in mind, and don't be afraid to scram if any of the conditions appear. Okay.
Yeah.
It's part of basic safety systems.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we will skip over 4.2 because the condenser doesn't exist. Well, actually, never mind. It is just briefly mentioned. So 4.2, if condenser pump 2A, B, and C are available, then start per SOP condenser start. Condenser doesn't exist. You can skip over it, but you need to start up the condenser pumps. So in this case, these are the condenser boost pumps. Can you please move? Yeah, please don't stand on the red carpet because I'm going to be moving. So you need to be keep in mind of the condensate booster pumps. You will see on the SOPs, you will see designations and system designations such as condenser P to A or to B or to C. So those are the specific systems. In this case, condenser just means to condensate. So you need to look at the condensate panel. So this is the condensate systems. Recruit, I cannot share because my frame rate will explode, and I don't want that. But I believe that Minecraft is streaming. Sorry.
I'm also streaming.
Yeah, thank
Can
you,
you
Minecraft.
have then can Minecrafter stand next to you and you point what stuff you're talking about because I can't see.
Okay, I'm gonna point it out,
You want me to be the
and
cameraman?
I mean I'm gonna point it out anyway, so you can see where things are at. And once I move, you can like look at it. Um,
Okay.
so you will look over here. Actually, I'll just point out something that you can probably see. How For example, this this valve over here, main condenser outlet, has a designation CWV3B. So CW just indicates the panel, or rather the sub panel. So in this case, CW is just circulation water. V just means valve, P pump, whatever designation it is. And 3B is just a subsystem. So for example, this is 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, 3C, so that you can know where everything is. Going over here, according to the SOP reactor startup, bullet point 4.2, if condenser pump 2A, B, and C are available, then we should start them. So in this case, pump condensate pumps, so condensate system, booster pumps, in this case pump 2A, 2B, and 2C, are over here, the condensate booster pumps, and they are available. So we need to initialize them. Oops. There. They should be initialized now, okay? Now, skipping over, scrolling down to 4.5. If reactor feed water pump 1A and 1B are not available, then, well, that just asks if they are not available. Going over here, we can see that the pumps are available. So we can use them. I mean, they aren't like broken or disabled for some reason, so they aren't locked out. Actually, never mind. I just read that completely wrong. Rewind a bit. If reactor feed water pump 1A and pump 1B are not available, in this case, we can see that they are not available because the pressure on the main oil pump, so these will be referred to as MOPs and EOPs and AEOPs. That just means main oil pump, auxiliary oil pump, emergency oil pump. These are the oil pumps. You will see them here and here on both turbine A and B. So in this case, they are not available. Why? Because we don't have reactor pressure yet. So the SOP indicates that we need to inject feed water from the condensate booster pumps, which are the ones that we just enabled. We need to open the condenser valve 149 condenser pump startup bypass, which is over here. Wait, no, that isn't it. Sorry, my bad. Condenser pump startup bypass is over here, so we need to open it.
Minecrafter, for fuck's sakes, move off the red carpet, please. Thank you. Sorry,
Talking
continue.
to me?
Next one.
Talking to this little guy right here, because I can't see what
Next
Trevor
up,
is talking about.
His name is Femcrafter.
Next up is to open reactor feed water valve 109, a feed water heater 6A and 6B bypass. Which is over here, feed water heater 6A and 6B bypass. So you want to bypass the feed water heater. And then it says open reactor feed water valve 65A and B, reactor feed water loop valve A and B. The loop valves are over here. These should always be open because these inject feed water into the reactor vessel. And then we need to start up the auxiliary oil pumps. To do that, you just untrip the turbine. So you hit reset. Wait, that didn't untrip it, but oh. Fair enough. I need to enable both of the oil pumps. That cleared those annunciators. Oil pressure low. And then, after that's done, you can untrip the turbine with these two switches. Is that understood?
Yes. Wait, which two switches
Any
again?
questions? For what?
For the I was having a trouble. Actually, no, never mind. Wait, so which two switches out of all of these unshift the turbine?
That will be the red switches.
Yeah, that one. But how does it? But which one? Gets the pumps completely configured to the point where it removes the annunciators.
I literally just went over the steps.
Which buttons do you switch on in the last step?
In the last step, you need to enable the auxiliary oil pumps. And then once the pressure normal light comes on and these annunciators come off, you can then untrip the turbine.
Okay,
All right.
that one right there, right?
Yeah, the red switch. That should be it for feed water turbines. So next up, we need to talk about P603, which is everything on the reactor. I will explain it by sections, starting from the left. Over here, you have the control rod hydraulic systems. So here you can see the control rod drive pressure and flow, and all of the cooling water for the control rod drives. Um, right now, the only gauge that works, or rather that is implemented, is the system flow. You can see that if I enable the second pump, system flow increases. And you can also run pumps independently. The pumps run on, this pump runs on SM7, this pump runs on SM8. So if one of those buses trips, you can switch over to the other pump. Next up is the Rothworth Minimizer. The Rothworth Minimizer basically prevents one rod from producing too much power in the events of a rod drop or rod drift accident. Sorry, not rod drift accident. That just happens when the rod force minimizer blocks you. In the case of a rod drop accident, the rod force minimizer prevents there from being too much power, quote unquote, on a single rod pull. In the case that if it does drop from full in to full out, it doesn't create a condition in which the reactor becomes critical. To set it up, you want to, according to SOP reactor startup 4.3, if the Rodworth minimizer is not initialized, then initialize the Rodworth minimizer by depressing system initialize, depressing program, taking the manual bypass to normal. It is already on normal, so we don't adjust that. You will also see over here that the Rothworth minimizer rod block and control rod out block lights are cleared. Sorry, annunciators have cleared. Thank you. Next up, I will talk about source range, about the SRM, the source range monitor counts. It just says how many neutrons are hitting the source range monitor. This is related to the SRM period, to the SRM monitor. You know this as reactor period from RBWR as reactor period in seconds, which is displayed here. A negative value indicates a decrease in reactor power. Over here we have the IRM, or the intermediate range monitors. They are displayed, one moment, they are displayed in both sides of the panel. and they are adjusted through the IRM channels, which are ranged over here. One thing to note is that for IRM, there doesn't exist any channel above 8, so excuse me for the alarm. So once you actually start to changing the ranges, I will explain that in a later session. You do not exceed range 8 because anything above 8 does not exist. What was your question, Recruit?
What are those source range monitors? Why are they not exactly on infinite? Or is that
Well,
not connected to these two?
this
No,
is
this.
just this
Yes.
is a mirror of these four. However, it is not properly calibrated.
Yeah.
It isn't calibrated. Okay, so these lie. Don't worry about those. Okay,
But this will be
those
fixed in a
yeah,
few.
those aren't calibrated yet, so don't worry about them.
Right.
Wait, I need oil.
Okay, so next up, I will explain the SRM and IRM drives, which are these switches down here, these buttons down here. It may look complicated, but it really isn't. You need to power it on, and it will show you these lights. Whenever you start producing power, you will see retract permits, which allows you to move the channels out of the core. These are literally physical boxes inside of the core that are related to the SRM counts over here. So you need to be constantly withdrawing those to keep the SRM below 10 to the fifth. I will explain that in more detail later on. So for now, for starting up the reactor and just setting it to a base pre-trip condition, you need to turn that on and select these and just leave those on. And they also need to be full in, as indicated by the light. Next up, at the very center, we have the local range monitors, the 4-rod display, the reactor mode switch, the full core display, and the reactor and the core movement switches. Once we actually get to pulling rods and observing power increasing, I will explain that in a little bit more detail. Right now, know that when you can you please stop? Thank you. When you select a rod, so for example this one, you will see the rod that you have selected on yellow. Recruit, I don't have much time tonight.
In the future, maybe.
Maybe. And you will also see it illuminated in the full core display. So you can see
Yep.
which rod is selected.
Yes.
Okay, so now for the rod drive movements. For the rod control manipulation. I'm not sure what the name is. So over here you have multiple lights. So you will often see the rod monitor blocks. So these light up whenever something happens over with the rod worth minimizer. So you can, whenever a system blocks you from withdrawing or inserting a rod. So these will light up telling you. These lights over here tell you which motion the rod is doing. So either it is inserting or withdrawing. And once you are done withdrawing a rod, it has to settle. So it has to stop and just settle a bit. It takes around 3 or 4 seconds to settle each rod. Next up, directly below that, you have the insert and withdraw buttons. When you press them, they only insert and withdraw a selected rod by a singular notch. So for example, if I was to select this rod and I press withdraw, it will withdraw a rod by a singular notch. I cannot hold it. I cannot hold click it. I cannot do anything else. It'll just be like that. And then over here, we have the continuous withdraw and continuous insert buttons. So you can hold these down. So if I was to hold down the continuous withdraw button, and so long I'm holding it down, it'll continuously withdraw the rod that I am selecting until I let go of it. I can also do the same with insert, and you can see, thank you Spittler for pointing this out, inserting a rod is much slower because you're inserting rods from the bottom of the core, so you need to fight the weight of the actual rod drive. Next up, we have the rod drift, test, and reset buttons. So whenever so the test button, when it is held and the rod is being moved, the rod drift light, which will appear here, will enunciate and illuminate. So can someone do me a favor and, well, once that is done, can someone do me a favor and withdraw a rod? There you go. As you can see, by pressing the test button, it enunciates control rod drift, and you also get a drift enunciator over below the rod. Since this is just pressing the test button, you can hit the reset button, and that will clear the drift enunciator and the drift alarm on the full core display. Next up, we have the accumulator trouble acknowledge. So when a reactor scram occurs, you will get accumulator troubles all over your full core display, because when you scram the reactor, water is forced from the accumulators into the rods. Literally, water is being forced into the rods to fully insert them. So whenever the accumulator has some deviation in level, that alarm will sound for the specific rod. So I will leave that rod out for now. Next up, on the right side of the panel, we have the scram discharge volume. All of the water, when scramming at the reactor, has to go somewhere. In this case, it goes to the scram discharge volume. It is literally, not sure if it is 2, 3, or 4 tanks, but they are literally water tanks. So all of the water and air and other stuff. So when you push up the rods, they will obviously displace water and steam and air and whatever else is being displaced inside the core, or rather the rod drive. So that is where the scram discharge volume is. In a bit. I will get to that in a bit. So the scram discharge volume will enunciate whenever there is something in it. And it will also be a reactor scram, because, well, if the scram discharge volume is full, there is nowhere for the scram discharge to go to, so it will not scram, or rather not move the rods full in. Maybe it will, but you'll just cause issues over there. Next up, we have the ATWS, both logics A and B. They are mirrored, both sides of the core. Each are independently powered. ATWS stands for Anticipated Transient Without Scram, and it is a state in which the reactor doesn't scram, or scrams fully but not all rods insert. Alternate rod insertion, logic A1, A2, B1, and B2, which are both spread over both sides, will. I'm not sure if it'll. I'm not entirely sure if it'll hydraulically push the rods in, or if it'll just slowly drive them in. I'm not sure about that. But whenever the rods don't go full in during a reactor scram, you will have to initiate alternate rod insertion. Okay, so next up over here, you have the reactor pressure vessel monitors, which are all over here. So these are secondary monitors. They are supplementary to your digital monitors. So they show you from narrow range, wide range, and the reactor pressure. This is not fully calibrated yet, so don't believe it. Reactor pressure is displayed here. There are also other indicators for reactor pressure. These are over back here. You can see reactor pressure here. You can also see a wide range level and pressure here. You can see a reactor fuel temperature over here. And there are more monitors over here. So you have wide range level, RPP pressure, narrow range, and you have the drywall range, so the drywall pressure. That should be it for the full. Oh wait, no, I forgot something. The standby liquid control (SLC) injects borated water into the core whenever it's triggered. It is using what are they called? They are called squiff valves. These are valves that are triggered by detonation by explosives. So once they are triggered, either manually or automatically, there is no way to close them. They are also another injection source for the reactor. It is low pressure, low flow. So really, it is just a backup method. Next up, I will talk a little bit about the turbine auxiliaries. So the electrohydraulic control. Over at the electrohydraulic control, starting from the top, you have the bypass valve jack, the bypass valve opening jack over here. So you can control the bypass valve manually with these switches over here. So you can increase or decrease the bypass valve. Next up, you have the limit speed matcher and the speed selector. So whenever you actually get enough steam flow, enough steam pressure, this is an SOP. I haven't shared it yet because we will not go to that level yet. But we will get to it soon enough. Limit speed matcher just tells. It is literally the automatic run up on RBWR. But this is like the main way of actually controlling the turbine speed. So over here you have the speed selector and the speed monitoring. So whenever the speed actually starts increasing, you will see speed increasing. So that means that the speed is moving, either increasing or decreasing, to match the speed that you set here. All valves closed just means a stop. So that will stop the turbine. 100 RPM, 500, sorry, 800, 100, 800, 1000, 300, 1500, and 1800. And you also have an overspeed test. Next up, we have the load selector. Right now, this is a placeholder. I'll get to that in a future time when it is further worked in. Next up, we have the pressure set point selector. you will see pressure set point A. The automatic pressure set point will only kick in once the reactor is fully synchronized. You can increase or decrease the reactor pressure through these two buttons, and you will see it in. Can you not walk in front of me? Thank you. You will see it in this gauge over here. You can see how it increases and decreases. Depending on the operating procedure, it may ask for a higher or a lower pressure. Usually, you want to set it at 1,000 psigs. Don't change it from that. Over here, we have the generator. This is the entire generator panel. So you have the condenser vacuum chip, mechanical chip, and mechanical chip test. They are non-functional right now, so don't worry about them. But you also have the generator trip and reset buttons. That should be about everything for electrohydraulic control for the HC. Any questions so far?
Nope.
Nope, everything fine?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he's not in the VC though. Fuck. Never mind.
Yeah, Moon's not allowed in here. Sorry.
Or no, you don't have enough time afterwards. I was hoping Moon can have a.
Actually, I still have like half an hour, so
Ooh, the fuck press shit.
Moon.
recruit, please relax. Okay, so everyone,
Okay, is Moon like literally messing with stuff? What is he doing?
Yes.
Get him out of here.
okay, so everyone, I want everyone to please be on the supervisor's desk. So everyone, please stand up
Where's
here.
that?
But literally the place that you're standing on.
Hey yo,
Okay.
group photo.
No, I'm going to show something off. Speedbird, we are going to do we are going to trip SM7 to demonstrate RPS an RPSA trip, the alternate RPSA feeder, and all of the bus feeders for SM7 and SM8. And well, at least right now we're only going to do it for SM7. Yeah, we can also do that. Okay, Speedbird, could you please go ahead and disable the normal feeder for bus 7? Alright. Thank you. Please don't. Oh my god.
Can we like kick people out of this game? Is there like a vote kick system?
Okay, so as everyone could tell, you have a lot of alarms happening at once. Okay? So first off, over here, we have EDG. Can you please acknowledge these alarms, Speedbird? Thank you. So you have lit up EDG1 running, breaker DG17 not closed, RPS bus A trouble, and you can also see bus 7A and bus 7 under voltage, bus 7 under frequency alarms are flashing. What you might notice is that when we tripped the normal bus feeder for SM7, which is bus 7 and 1 tie, CB 7 and 1, two things happened simultaneously. Number one, the backup auxiliary transformer CB 87 synced up and transferred over. and diesel generator 1 started. Please don't touch anything. I mean, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
You just acknowledged it, that entire section.
I'm just gonna... One moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there like a vote kick system in this game or no?
Yeah, there is.
How do you do it? Pretty sure we'll all vote yes.
Okay,
Thank
they're
God.
gone. Anyway, so as you can see, a lot of alarms started up, and panels also
You
lost
might want to
power.
disconnect the bus again.
Well, Speedbird, can you please get bus 7 back to its normal feeder and trip and secure DG1? Yeah, everyone watch Speedbird or Speedbird's actions. He will now be resetting bus SM7 back to its normal feeder and securing as DG1.
Oh,
There it is.
okay. No wonder I couldn't get the freaking bus
It's only
connected
6 of the
back to the
sunlight.
grid. That makes total sense now.
The auxiliary feeder.
Question.
Yeah, what's up?
So, what are lockout? How do you do a lockout?
That is just showing lockout circuit. So if something was to happen, the circuit will lock out by itself, preventing you from closing that circuit.
So, if it's short circuit, it causing an entire
If it short, so if there is no short circuit condition, it is either high current lockouts, manual or a manual lockout.
+7 under voltage, EDG1 auto start. Ah, okay.
Once you trip EDG1 with the red button, you can then proceed to just to secure Diesel Gen 1. So that is by just clicking this breaker, by just clicking the DG1 start to trip. I think it is trip or stop. I'm not sure. Yeah, to stop.
Yeah, it's trip.
And
It
once
says
that
on
is
the
done,
annunciators.
you will notice that our PSA bus 8 trouble hasn't cleared. That is because once the motor generator is set for either reactor protection systems trip offline, they will not come on. They will not come by themselves back on. So what you need to do is call ops2 for that. To call ops2, you just go over to this phone. You dial 1112.
Oh wait, fuck, that was wrong number. Can you not nudge me, please? I'm trying to be part of the help the demonstration.
Yeah, there you go.
And then it's gonna give you a pop-up for operations 2. It's gonna give you a drop-down. If you look at my screen, then you go to trip system A RPS. Then you can put it back into service. And then once he calls back, then it should extinguish.
You will see a couple things happen over here. Um, you'll see that suddenly all of those alarms cleared. That is because all of those alarms are tied to the RPS-MG set. So whenever the RPS-MG set loses power, they are basically normally closed switches. So whenever it loses power, it closes the contacts. So they just trip the system. You will also notice that during that trip, over here, turbine A has tripped because it says there ARP control power failure. So the auxiliary oil pump tripped, and since that was the only oil pump feeding the feed water turbine, it tripped the feed water turbine. Over here, we can also see that for bus A, LPCS and RHR2A tripped. So these two pumps tripped because these are fed by bus 7. You will also see over here Division 1 mainstream drain valves, PCRVs, outboard isolation, power failure, isolation valves trouble, and nuclear steam supply system isolation signals. To reset those, well, those are reset when the power is brought back onto bus 7. And to reset the isolation signal, you just hit this button over here. Actually, but it's this button over here. Sorry, my bad. It's either of these two buttons. Just clear these annunciators. There we go. And to untrip a pump, just take the switch to the stop position. That untrips the pump. Any questions so far? Everything clear? Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Buses. There is bus 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. So there are 6 buses, or main buses at least. But there are obviously smaller low power buses, and those I don't know of. I don't think they're functional. I think bus 5 is functional. If you want to trip something on bus 5, or just trip bus 5 in general.
I have a question, creative, after the.
Yeah, what's up?
No. But I'm just saying, when is there ever gonna be an instance where the fire suppression system ever is gonna be used in the simulator?
Only for training purposes.
Well, only when the game is fully developed.
I mean, yeah. I don't want to touch on systems that are work in progress because I'm not a developer and I cannot speak on that. So over here, you will also notice up here that there is a little overview for all of the alarms that come on. So you can zoom into it and you can see all of the alarms that have come on. You can then click clear and that will clear all of the alarms that are cleared. So in this case, these alarms aren't cleared, they're just acknowledged. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. When the RPS MG set, can you guys stop? When the RPS MG set tripped, you also have a half scram RPS system A tripped. So in this case, system A has tripped. So this didn't fully scram the reactor, but that's why it's called a half scram. And to reset a half scram, or really just any scram, you just press the reset scram logic. And that clears that. You will still see a couple things. For example, these SLC annunciators. SLC, standard liquid control, again. Whenever power is lost, either system A or B, which is bus 7 or 8, power is lost to this system, to either of these, system A or B, and thus you'll get an annunciator. And to reset them, just hit the lamp test button, which is over here. Next up, you will also see here CRD pump discharge header pressure low and CRD pump 1A or 1B trip. That is because SM7 lost power and CRD pump 1 was enabled. So to reset that, you just enable.
Creative, you're muted. Can you unmute? Yeah, that's what I did, and I thought I freaking. Oops. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Sorry. Just
Yes.
here we go. Where is it? Why is it? Boom.
Okay, there we go. I can finally speak. So as you can see, what happened here is that to just to reiterate what I was saying before I got muted. The CRT pump one trip was on, so to reset the pump, you just take it to the stop position. As you can see, also by having the pumps off, you have accumulator troubles. So that means that the accumulator has basically low pressure. To reset that, you just enable the pump, and then you just wait for the pressure to come up. If I go now and reset the lights, you can see that they stop flashing. If there was still a trouble, no matter if I reset the accumulator, they will still flash again. They will re-enunciate. So you can see that light also started flashing. That means that it's clear. Rather have accumulator trouble. So next up over here, you can also see that the fuel turbine trip. To reset that, you just take the auxiliary oil pumps to enabled again. You wait until that clears, and then you just reset the trips. There you go. That's that. Any questions so far? No? Okay. Okay, so everyone back to the island for 1 second.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Okay. I presume that there are absolutely no questions so far on how to read the standard operating procedures, on what buses power what is on the panels, and where they are, system designations, how to reset trips, how to reset pump trips, and the states of each system, and how they should be enabled at server start. Is everything clear now? For now, fully clear. No questions. Okay. So now I will do something. I mean, I still have enough time, I guess. One moment. Let me just stretch. So the next session, I'm not sure when it will be. I will ask again on the Discord. We will go over rod pull, SRM, IRM withdrawal, and setting up the steam pump, the freeware pumps. Look, Recruit, I am about to start college. I don't know my schedule. I know my schedule, but I don't know how busy I am going to be. So if I'm busy, if I'm not, then I'm going to be doing things. Okay, so Minecrafter.
Yeah.
I will do a thing, I guess, to just test everyone's knowledge. I will assign 3 people who are here at the controls. Spitfire, I will do that another day. Right now, my throat is very dry. So, yeah. I'm also tired and I need to rest. So, past that, I will now test people on just general knowledge, seeing what's ticked, what didn't. I will assign 3 people to be at the controls, and I will ask a couple of things. see what they get right, what they get wrong, if they can explain the system to me and stuff. And just as a feedback, just so that I know if what I'm teaching is right or not. So I will assign you, Minecrafter, and I guess recruit. Okay, you guys can unmute and stuff and talk. So you guys will be at the controls for now. I'll be up here. Speedbird and I will just ask a couple of questions, seeing what actually what is understood and what isn't. Actually, what should I even call you? Like, what's your name, just so that I know? Well, yeah, but
Tahadrigal.
Taha. I guess I can just say Taha. That works. Okay.
Tahadigal. That's what I call him. Tahadigal. But yeah, that works too.
Okay, so Taha, could you please point out where SM7 is? Rickard, you're not server muted. You just don't have push talk. All right, good. That's where SM7 is. Yep. Okay. Good.
Yeah,
Minecrafter.
you turn on push to talk.
Minecrafter, can you please point out where bus 4 is?
Bus 4.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Bus 4. Where would that be?
Bus 4 is HPCS.
Oh, oops.
Yeah. Again, HPCS has its own separate bus. That will be bus 4. Bus 4 is over there.
Okay. Okay. Very funny.
Okay.
We got it wrong.
Recruit,
Yes.
can you please tell me which of the safety relief valves are considered automatic depressurization system valves?
I wasn't here for that.
Oh, okay. Well, like,
Can you give me something like regarding pumps or something, feed water pumps or something?
I'll ask on things that I know.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Speedbird. Recruit. Can you please point out to me the load limiter on the electrohydraulic
Yes.
control? There you go. Okay. So who else am I missing? I guess Whoop, but I don't know if they're AFK or not. Cool Kid, and Jello. I guess those are the next ones. Can you guys please stand in the red carpet? Thank you, Rigard. Oh yeah, thank you, Whoop. Please stand on the red carpet. Brothers AFK.
Elo, you here? Damn,
Bruh.
that's crazy.
Damn. I guess it'll. Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, okay, so Whoop, could you please point out to me the Rodworth minimizer? Yep, thank you.
Whoop.
Thank you. Cool Kid, could you please point out to me the SRM and the RRM channels on the back panels? On those are local range monitors, but I'm talking about the back panels.
Back panels?
Yeah.
It's
Those
not
aren't the back
these?
panels. Those aren't the back panels.
I done forgot what the back panels were.
The SRM and IRM channels are back here. These over here, the ones that I'm around, these are the back panels. The SRM channels, SRM and IRM detector channels are over here. They
Yep.
are subject to being moved, by the way. They will move, so don't trust them. Okay, so I will now do something else. Recruit on the SOP reactor startup.
Yes.
What is? Can you please tell me two scram conditions?
2?
Yeah, two scram conditions on SOP reactor startup.
No injection sources other than ECCS available are available, or more control routes are drifting.
Okay, good. Minecrafter.
Yes.
Uh, can you please tell me how to initialize the Rodworth minimizer?
To initialize it.
Yeah, according to SOP reactor startup.
Depress system initialize. Depress
Mm-hmm.
program.
Mm-hmm.
Take the manual bypass to normal.
Can you do those actions for me?
Yes. System.
Had the wrong recording setup. Big Sag.
Sad.
Okay, so I did system initialize program. It's already on normal.
Yeah,
Bad.
yeah, that's fine. It should be
Oh, does it
on
let me
normal by
push the
default.
top?
What'd you say?
Does it let me push the top?
No, I think it
Okay.
still is.
I'll ask a more difficult question.
Uh-oh.
Rooker, can you not touch that? Thank you.
Are you skibidi?
Tactical, could you please point out to me condensate valve 149?
Condensate valve 149.
I said someone else.
Oh, me?
Tactical,
Okay.
tactical, yeah. Condensate valve 149, condensate pump startup bypass.
It's in
No,
that yellow panel.
it's
It's
condensate.
it's one of the valves in that yellow panel.
It's 149.
It worked, huh?
There you go. Hopefully everyone can actually learn how to point out systems whenever I mention them by system subname, by designation and tag, because that is what you will see in SOPs and EOPs.
When you say EOP, you mean emergency operating procedures?
Yes.
I noticed that EOP is on the table right here.
Mm, it is just a placeholder for now.
Yeah, where it says depressurize required and stuff.
Okay, so Whoop, could you please point out to me CBLBS1?
Huh? Wait, what? Who?
Whoop.
Anita Max.
During the entirely wrong panel. Okay. Can someone else point out to me where CBLBS1 is? Okay, I guess nobody got it then. Um, CV starts for CV is just shorthand for circuit breaker, so that tells you
Oh,
that it
and that's
is
over here.
a circuit breaker. Yeah. Um,
CB, what's the number?
LBS1.
CB LBS 1. What is LBS? Where's LBS?
Is it load breaker switch? I think it is load breaker switch. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Takatagal already got it. Circuit breaker. I
Oh,
think it
yeah.
is load breaker switch. I'm not sure. Load breaking switch. I'm not really sure. LBS
Yeah, I
one.
think it is LBS.
LBS one and LBS two are the turbine breakers.
Because if you trip it, then it trips both, regardless of.
No.
No, that's what.
We'll take both.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so see what happened here? What happened here is that we synchronized the turbine without there being power on the generator. So that just created a trip and a lockout.
You want me to reset it? Because I know how to reset it.
Try to reset it. I want to see you try.
So you use these two switches right here to reset the lockout.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So what happened there is that when we tried to synchronize the turbine at 0 RPM, the turbine essentially turned into a massive motor. So the grid wanted to start turning the turbine generator and the turbine, but obviously that will create a massive, absolutely huge load on the grid. The turbine is multiple tons heavy. So imagine turning something that isn't meant to turn like a motor. It will cause significant damage to the generator. That's why it locked out and tripped.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you don't want that to happen.
Yes.
Okay, so Minecrafter,
Aye.
could you please um, start diesel generator one and sync it to bus 7?
Okay. So,
If you need help, I can do it.
I
Or help
I
you.
asked someone.
100. How do I get it above 100 RPM?
It does it automatically.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Rickard, can you please not stand on...
That light just
Rickard,
tells you that it's revving up.
Rickard,
Sorry.
can you not stand? Yeah, thank you. Whenever someone is at the controls, you stand behind their red because they may have to like constantly move, and if you
Yeah.
get in their way, it just gets awfully annoying.
But Minecrafter, what that blue light means is that it's just running up the generator. It doesn't require any manual input to run up the turbine not the turbine, the generator past 100 RPM.
Okay. Breaker DG1 not closed. Is that this?
You forget that you need to enable the synchronize switch,
Where's that?
the sync switch.
Oh.
No, he just didn't have the sync switch. There you
got
go.
this after.
You got it.
Yep.
That's it.
No, wait, no. You still have to disable normal feeder.
So trip.
That is the auxiliary feeder. The normal feeder is the one that feeds from the blue SM1 line.
Oh, here.
There you go. You now transferred SM7 to diesel generator 1.
Wow, let's go, dude.
Nice, good job, Minecrafter.
Alright. Cool kid. It is your task to reset to bring back SM7 to its normal feeder.
If I can remember, let's see here.
Recruit, can you not? Thank you. Oh,
Oh, good God.
You just tripped it. There's no need worry.
okay, so you can send back.
Cool kid.
Oh,
Can I do it? Permission? Creative?
1
Going
second.
down.
Yeah, okay, so bring back,
Go ahead.
if you want, you can bring back SM7 back to normal feeder. Yeah, mistakes are part of learning. If you mess something up, it's completely fine.
Until you're actually running it.
Alright, I think that's how it works. Right?
Yep, you just forgot to reset the diesel gen trip.
Oh.
You need to set the diesel gen switch to stop.
Oh.
There you go. You can now clear the enunciators.
Okay. I'm going to be an expert nuclear engineer one of these days on Roblox.
Nope, boss 7 is powered. Wait, no, it's unpowered.
Wait, what?
What?
Here, what? Someone...
Boss 7-1. Oh, yeah. So...
You synced it!
It is synced though.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, but 7-1 is still tripped, apparently. Oh,
Wait, hold
yeah.
on. Weird. That's weird.
There you go, cleared it for you. Alright, can someone else please go ahead and reset all of the trips? Pump trips and stuff?
I've done the... Sorry?
No, like pump trips. Because again, pump and valve stripped.
Oh, yeah, that, yes. I fixed the protection system. Trip. What was I missing, creative?
So basically what happened is that when Cool Kid went and tripped Diesel Gen 1, it also tripped Bus 7 one tie. That trip will stay
Oh, that's
illuminated.
over here. Oh, I see it.
No, it's this one.
Yeah.
So the trip will stay illuminated until you reset the trip properly. So you need to untie and retie. Oh,
I thought it was this one over here.
no,
Oh,
you just untie and retie the bus, and that does it. Okay. Minecrafter, can you please reset the feed water pumps?
Reset them.
I thought.
Yeah,
I
reset the
thought.
trip.
Isn't this a boiling water reactor?
Yeah,
You were about to say steam generator. There's no steam generator.
I was about to say steam feed water pumps, but they are steam driven, so it's
But
not
I
like
thought you were
it
gonna say
matters.
steam generators,
Did I
like
do
in
it?
Well,
a
I didn't.
BWR plant.
No, you need to enable the auxiliary oil pumps.
Oh, yeah. Is that normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, all auxiliary oil pumps are running.
Okay. Once that's done, you can now reset the trip.
Okay. Is that good?
Yep,
Both pumps.
you're doing good.
Yep.
And now,
So you can see how this light and these two lights stop being illuminated. That is the trip signal, and you've cleared it. So you can now acknowledge.
Epic.
I wish I could teleport to your house and give you a high five.
Wow.
Now, did you? Okay, so now someone else please reset the CRD pumps. Cool Kid, can you please reset? Actually, I think Cool Kid is AFK. Pakadagal, could you please reset the CRD pumps?
There's so many switches, it's so hard to find the CRD pumps.
I literally pointed them out like 5 minutes
I
ago.
know, but when there's a lot of shit happening.
The control rod drive pumps.
Oh, yeah. Rude. I think he asked.
You said
Well, anyone. I said anyone. Anyone.
Oh, you said
Oh,
anyone.
yeah.
Okay.
By the way, you didn't actually reset the trip. You just enabled pump 2. So you still need to reset pump 1. Could you please stand back, recruit?
I was gonna let Taha do it because she
Yeah.
was there first, or he. I don't want to assume genders. I'm just gonna say them.
You still need to reset pump 1.
So when it says when there's a feed water control element selector. Does it can you so just like in like program sims, like reactor sims on the internet.
That is pump 2. You need to enable pump 1.
So does the 3-element cooling function can put into account water level and what else?
One moment. And you now need to disable pump 2. For CRD, you just have to have one pump enabled. Okay. Can you now reset the RPSI trip? Or the half scram? There you go. You can now clear the annunciators. On every single panel, if you want. Thank you. What else is still enunciating? Outboard isolation. Okay. Can someone please come over here and clear this isolation signal? That isn't how you do that.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
That is just closing the isolation valves. I went over this. So you press the reset buttons. Both of them. There you go. You can now clear. Oh my god, I need to hold this open. Okay.
I love this thing you creative.
So can everyone get back on the island on the control on the supervisor desk? Sorry, excuse. Yeah. Speedbird, can you come over here? Now we will simulate a scenario, and I kind of want. I mean, right now that there are less people, I want everyone that's at least understanding and paying attention to go through it and reset it. Speedbird, we will now trip SM7 and SM8, and also lockouts the auxiliary transformer on both SM7 and SM8. I'll do SM7, you'll do SM8.
Let's get to work, fellas.
Okay, stand back. All right. Actually, let's make it even better. All
Oh
right.
my god, I went pitch black for a second.
You can now reset the trip. I recommend you guys don't use the flashlight. You won't need it. The backup lighting is more than enough. I recommend having one person reset one of the buses at a time.
I'll do that.
Oh.
Just let me know when you reconnect A to the grid, and I'll get RPSA back main generator back back on the back into connection.
Hey, sorry about that. I gotta go.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Alright, see ya.
Bye.
Have fun.
Wait, how did the V-4B squib activate?
That is on a loss of power.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, it didn't activate. That just means that that system doesn't have power. So that light is actually physically connected to the
Oh,
to
so
the
it needs
bus.
to be connected to the grid for it to pop or burst.
Yeah, there you go. Oh
Right.
my god, my internet is lagging so bad right now.
Can we reconnect the auxiliary, or is it off?
You can. I recommend that you just connect back to the normal feeders. Connect back to the normal feeders, and you can then trip and reset the diesel generators. Recruit, by the way, to trip a diesel gen, you actually need to press the trip button. Oh. So, Recruit, you have reset SM7? Okay, good. And you can just reset the diesel trip and run from that. Okay, thank you. Someone else deal with all of the pumps that tripped.
By the way, creative, are you gonna add more stuff for the phones?
I'm not a developer.
You're not?
No.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
They don't need another builder.
But do you think you're gonna add more phones for?
They'll probably add more phones for more systems.
All right, both are back into service. I'm gonna.
All right, you can now reset the trips and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, the annunciators. You can now acknowledge all of the annunciators. Okay, so
Oh no, just a developer named Dell.
so Watchful is here to do something. Oh yeah, if you guys noticed, by the way, yeah, there you go. You got the Minecrafter. You need to enable.
Just fill it back up. Fill it back.
You need to enable the other pump.
There we go.
Okay, yeah, everyone pay attention to Speedbird since they'll explain how to reset reactor scram.
I know.
Well,
I know how
just
to do it.
stand back and listen and watch.
Okay.
I'll explain for you so that you can just go through the actions. So Speedbird bypassed the scram discharge volume level trip. Now Speedbird has reset both scrams. Sorry, both
I pressed A. Sorry.
RPS strips.
I pressed A. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. Ricker, can you please reset the raw drift signal?
Yep.
Thank you.
Acknowledged it and reset.
There you go. Everything is reset now. Okay. So we will do something.
I love teamwork.
Speedbird, can you come over here? So now Watchful will do something for y'all. And I want you to navigate through it. There you go. Now, Speedbird. Now we just watch and see the world burn.
I would use the squib system. Can we try and stabilize it again? Oh god, you fucked us all. You fucked us. Oh god. You fucked us, dude. Oh my god. You're gonna kill us all. You've killed us all, you idiot.
Okay, so Minecrafter, can you tell me what's our status?
Bad.
I'm gonna try and I'm gonna try and connect to HVCS.
That doesn't tell me much.
I'm gonna connect to HVCS diesel gen.
Okay, so Speedbird, you know what we should probably do for the next training? We should do communications and callouts. Yeah, no, I want to get off like soon because I'm pretty tired and I need to sleep. Please do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to like sync this diesel gen. I don't know how to do it.
Minecrafter, Speedbird is telling you.
What do I do? Do I trip it?
Minecrafter, Speedbird is already telling you.
The output breaker is closed. Oh, does that mean it's already powered?
Yeah. You can acknowledge those enunciators. Don't reset them, just acknowledge. See what's up. Okay. Minecraft. No, sorry. Speedbird, can you please tell me what's the status of the power buses? Watch Speedbird. He'll show. He will tell me what the status of the buses are.
I got EDG3 running.
I understand. The bus 1, 2, and 3 are de-energized. Recruiter, can you come over here? I understand Diesel Gen 1 and 2 are running and powering their buses. So what we can see here is that we have over on these annunciators. Okay, whoever's watching anyway. So we have on these annunciators transformer TRN1 and TRS lockout trip. So the startup transformer has been locked down and is stripped. So that means that we have a loss of offsite power. Okay. Minecrafter, could you please do me a favor and silence all the alarms?
Okay.
Jello, could you please come over here? So what we have here, if you look at these annunciators, we have a loss of the startup transformer. So this will be considered a loss of offsite power or a loop. In this case, what we have is Diesel Gen 1, Diesel Gen 2, and Diesel Gen 3 powering their respective buses. Um, and also other buses, such as bus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are locked out. So they don't have any power because there is no power to them during loss of offsite. You cannot power them through generators because they are high power buses. I don't know if Watchful is here or is AFK. So I just asked him if he can reset. I just told him to reset the power. Also, if yeah, backup transformers are also locked out. So right now we have. So once the power is restored and both buses are back to their normal feeders, we can finish the training, or rather the course for today.
Let me know when EDG3 is connected back to power.
You will know.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and try again.
Bruh, nobody was answering the phone.
The number you dialed is not. The number you dialed is not in service.
We're sorry.
The bus.
I would love
Alright.
for there to be like actual
And that's gonna let him
serviceable and like
restore.
equipment.
That's the only.
Soon enough.
Oh, you know what?
Okay, the startup transformer has been reset. You can now put all of the breakers back to the normal feeders.
I can or do you want me to leave it?
What's up?
You want me to leave Diesel 3 on, or you want me to disconnect it and connect the high power system?
Does SM4 have power yet? Does SM4 have power?
I'm looking right now.
You cannot see if SM4 is tied in because you see over here it tells you here bus. Sorry, what does it
Yeah,
say?
it is.
It says 4 and 2 tie, so you need to go give power to bus 4 because you can before you can reset bus 4. So you need to go to over. You actually need to go to the power panel and to the bus panel and actually give power to bus 2.
Okay.
You remember the startup feeder is the yellow one.
And may I join the game?
We're about
It's
to wrap up.
it's my private server. Yeah, but we're about to wrap up anyway.
So are all of feed water like treatment and heaters and shit this panel right here?
Not everything is finished, but preheaters and the condensate booster pumps are programmed in.
Drive accumulator trouble. I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Tactical. Sorry, you were already doing that. Minecrafter,
Yeah.
could you please bring back bus 7 and 8 to their normal feeder?
Bus 7 and 8. Yep.
Start with bus
Reconnecting
7.
production systems to their main generators.
Start with bus 7. It's the one on the left.
No longer push to speak.
Minecrafter,
Yeah.
before you proceed, because you're gonna turn the power off again. As you can see here, SM1 has this switch tripped. So you need to reset all of the switches on SM1.
Oh, okay.
You're also forgetting that some of them need to be synced. So that one needs to be synced.
Yep.
No longer push to
Trip it
top.
and then resync. So take it to the trip position.
Okay.
And then try again. There you go.
All right, but buses A and B are put back into service.
Okay, now you can bring the power back to SM7.
I'm
There
gonna
you
get
go.
the water pumps back online.
The gen is on. Should we turn off the diesel gen?
Yeah, trip the diesel gen and secure it.
Is that good?
You still need to reset the trip. So take the gen switch to the stop position. There you go. You can now clear the initiators.
Yep.
Oh, bus breaker 71 is still. One moment. Oh wait, it's startup transformer. There we go. There we go. Recruit, I presume that you are resetting the feed water pumps.
Yep.
Rickard,
Yes.
your condensate booster pumps are tripped. You need to reset them.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Those are the mineral pumps. The condensate booster pumps are on the condensate system.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I need to get going.
How long have you been teaching?
Right.
There you go.
There you go. You can now acknowledge and reset all of the other trips. All of the other pump trips.
Is push to tuck off?
Not sure.
I don't think so. Because we're still.
Can you turn off, please?
Okay.
Before
Yeah,
I've
Rickard,
been
do you
here
know
for
how to reset
longer.
Yeah, because I think the class is almost over, isn't it? So there's
Yeah.
not a lot of people in here anyway.
Oh, there we go. Finally, fixed it.
There you go. It should be off now.
Alright, you're gonna get banned tomorrow for a longer like perma ban off
Much
BWR
better.
now, you know what I'm saying?
And you can now acknowledge all of those.
You know,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
It's being extended.
And you can now reset
it's
the
gonna
CRD
be
pumps.
6 months now, you know. Yeah, you know.
Oh yes, I already.
Sorry, no,
Or,
the
you know,
recircle
until
pumps. You can
COVID
now
comes
reset the
out.
recircle pumps.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, then it's gonna have to be permanent. No, I'm kidding.
Honestly, I haven't seen any updates on COVID at
You need
all
to
yet.
open the suction discharge. Sorry, the interlocks and control. So these two.
I keep forgetting
On
that
both-
they're
on both
interlocks
sides.
and they're not valves.
They're interlocks, yeah. There you go. You can now clear the enunciator on that. Speedbird, if you could clear
This shit just soft lock?
HPCS, sorry, LPCS, RHR, AB, and C trips.
Same day delivery. Alright, leveled up. Did I get my Intel Core i7 yet? Fuck.
There you go. You got it. Okay. That will conclude today's session.
Hooray!
I guess everything's
know.
clear. Did everyone understand, or at least don't have any questions?
Yes. I don't have any questions.
God, I just
No
need to
questions?
get like the
I think
best
I learned some
CPU.
stuff.
All right, good.
I
Next
think the best
session
CPU
will
on the
be
shit.
about communication, okay? Because that is something that is important. talking over other people all the time is not something that not something that should be done, especially in a control room where everyone is trying to communicate about things all the time. Especially when trying to communicate to the supervisor.
Okay.
So tomorrow we will cover communication, callouts, and I guess isolating certain systems. Sounds good?
Sounds cool.
Just put it on what's it called? Just put it on. No. It's fun on YouTube. Just make it unlisted. Oh yeah, good idea. We should probably do that too. Okay, that will be it for me for today. Hopefully you guys learned something. I heavily encourage you guys to get a private server and mess around. That is the way that I also learned, by just messing around with stuff, seeing what worked, what didn't, how it worked, how it didn't. I also recommend learning all of the standard operating procedures. Please read them; they are important. They are not finished. Obviously, the sim is still being built, but everything that is there should be everything that is covered, at least on the simulation right now. If anything was to show up, to come up, ask me or anyone else on the community Discord. Uh, any last questions before I leave?
No, it's good.
All right. Good night.
Good night.